Today we're going to start talking about the new Rocky set that just came out on 4K. Before we dive in, please, if you like home theater, movies, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, please check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. So today we're going to talk about the Rocky 1 out of the new set that just came out on 4K. Now, of course, the Rocky, everyone knows about, came out in 1976, starring Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, Burgess Meredith, directed by John Avildsen. And we all got to appreciate Stallone's tenacity about wanting to get this movie made when, because he wrote it. And at first the studios didn't want to take the chance of putting him into the main role. They wanted someone else with a name. Stallone was very adamant that, he would not. He refused to give them rights to do this, for the story unless he was in it. So it's hard to tell what this franchise would have been without him. Definitely one of the greatest movies of all time. Still enjoy it today. I'm not going to talk much about, I'm not going to talk about the movie since if you don't know what Rocky is about, you've been living under a rock and you shouldn't be watching this video. But this 4K release came out from a 4-movie set that just came out from Warner Brothers just last week. So apparently they worked out a deal with Amazon, because I think it was Amazon was the ones that purchased all the MGM company and all their titles. And these Rocky movies were all MGM, so it's good that they got a hold of them. But yeah, the movie was filmed on 35mm. Has an HDR10, Dolby Vision. Now, overall, visually, I was pretty impressed with it. It was some great detail, pops of color. The opening fight sequence, as they're in the ring fight, and you can see outside the ring, you can see all the posters and shit on the wall. You can see the details, the writing, clothes textures, the sweat when you're after this fight. You're just sitting there and the close up, you just see all the sweat beads. Very well done, great details there. The pet shop looks great. Patterns on the suits they're wearing, especially 70s, they look pretty outrageous, but the details really pop on that. When Rocky is outside talking to Gazzo, the blacks, the Rock got the black leather jackets, and you can see the difference in the black tones there, and the black coat that Gazzo's wearing. That was very well done. Later on, when Mickey comes up to Rock's apartment and was talking to him, the sweater Rocky was wearing, the details really stand out there. So very well done. I was very impressed with the 4K here. Now, comparing with the Blu-ray, I had I can't remember, there was multiple Blu-ray sets out there. I can't remember which one I had. I know it came from Fox. And big night and day difference between the Blu-ray and the 4K. The Blu-ray, I think, the colors were oversaturated, the reds and oranges. The tone of it was completely different, color timing. And the 4K just had a more natural look to it. Bump up in the details, more depth to it. So overall, yeah, the 4K blows the Blu-ray out of the water on this one. We'll take a look at some screenshots here, comparing the Blu-ray and the 4K. And then we'll come back, we'll talk about the audio, packaging, and a bonus. And we'll see you in a minute. So for the audio, they gave us a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and a 2.0. I know some people out there complaining that, you know, they didn't give it a Dolby Atmos track, and honestly, I just think some of these older movies, I don't think there'd be any benefit. I don't think a Dolby Atmos track would add anything to this whatsoever. Because here, just comparing the 2.0 and a 5.1, there's not a whole lot of difference. The 5.1 just adds a little bit more of the music in the surrounds, but not much more than that. Slight ambience. The 2.0 is just as good. It gives you the illusion of having surrounds. I mean, when you have a really good system, the speakers in the front can give you the effect of having surrounds, and that's what it does here. Even in just that stereo mode, I felt like there was stuff coming out from behind me, like, you know, as far as the music goes. You know, during the fight sequences, the crowd reactions is slight ambience there, but just not a whole lot. Dialogues are nice and clear throughout, well balanced across the front on both tracks. And of course, Bill Conte's music score, superb here, very well done. And a highlight I would probably say for audio is after Rocky talks to Gazzo outside, and afterwards you can hear locomotives in the background. I just don't really, for some reason I don't remember that. It's nice, clear. I like those nice little subtle sounds. Now there was one flaw I found when Rocky first starts doing his training, does his whole run, and he stops at the meatpacking plant to see Paulie. And as he's, you know, walking down the one spot, they're talking, and I felt like the audio kind of fluctuated, dropped a little bit, and kind of glitchy. It wasn't quite perfect audible. So I think that, I'm not sure if that was, I guess I should have paid attention to the Blu-ray when I was doing a comparison. So I don't know if it was a source issue. But I think that was the only time I noticed any flaw in the audio, was just that scene there. Even after cleaning the disc, I noticed it when I was doing a comparison. So the audio track here, very well done. You know, nothing to write home about, but, you know, nice and clear. I mean, no matter, it depends on what you're going for, but both tracks are pretty solid. You won't be disappointed with either one. Now, unfortunately, the disc case came out, has some of that outgassing residue in the case. You can see here in the photos. I haven't noticed this for a while, so this is the first one I've seen in quite some time. And it wasn't the case, the front and back inside was actually good. It was a little tray that held the first 4 discs. Here you'll see the residue on the back of one of the discs. And actually, you know, all 4 discs that was in this tray had to look like this. You know, the 5th disc was on the regular back of the case, so it was okay. Now, as far as packaging, you know, they got all packaged together, all 4 movies. Has this little slip case. You know, all 4 movies in one keep case. And they got pretty lazy with no artwork, just plain black disc. I will be putting these in individual cases with my own custom cover art, which I'm working on now. When I get those done, I'll definitely do a video with showcasing the covers. Now, for bonus features on the first one, really all you have is 3 audio commentaries, and that's pretty much it. Now, to wrap it up, this is a very nice release. It's hard to... I'm not going to recommend actually buying a set yet. I've only watched the first 2, and they're hit and miss. We'll get to the number 2 here in my next video. We'll talk about it. But overall, I definitely, you know, wait and find out. You know, check out all the reviews on all of them. You know, even other YouTubers out there, check their reviews. See what you think, if you want to upgrade these or not. If you want to buy them individually or the sets. You know, so far the first one definitely is a big upgrade over the Blu-ray. But it's only available individually through a Steelbook through Best Buy. They still have them on their site for $29.99. But the set here, you can get on Amazon for $58.50, so not a bad deal for getting 4 movies on 4K. So like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, because we'll be in my next video. We're going to be talking about Rocky 2, and we'll see you again. Geek out.